So here is our plan. All right, this is a plan of a restaurant. Okay, a seating plan of a restaurant. I think you all can see that. All right, so we have chairs and tables there, all numbered, and we have a setup and a layout there, and it looks like a building plan, but it's for a restaurant. We've got doors here at the bottom. We've got couches. We can see the kitchen with all the appliances. We can see the restrooms or toilets, storeroom, and all the tables and numbers. This gray area here looks like a patio on the outside. All right, that's what it looks like, but we'll go into the questions and see. And on the left here, we have a key. As we know with maps and plans, they often give us a key. They haven't put in what windows look like, all right? But I'm assuming these gaps here in the side of the walls are the windows. All right, these little gaps here, I'm assuming those are windows. You see they've got nothing here for windows, like a white space on the left hand, the key. I'm assuming the white spaces in the walls are the windows. Okay. We've got small and medium. We've got small walls and medium walls. We've got chairs for one. We got couches here and covered stoep. All right. The stoep is the patio. It's Afrikaans word for patio or veranda. Okay. The stoep. All right. And the bottom here it says, note, the main entrance doors are on the south side of the building. Now, I don't know if you noticed, but there was no north arrow in this diagram. But they do mention that here at the bottom, the main entrance is on the south side, which means that this arrow here is good to point north. Okay, so I'll put the arrow in there just in case we need it. They must be telling us this note here at the bottom for a reason. They wouldn't just write it there for no reason. Okay, we got door leading to covered stoep over there. All right, so that's interrogating the diagram for a second. Okay, and I know you guys don't often do that. Main entrance shows south. Yes, so the main entrance shows south. So if this main entrance here, doors on the south side of the building. So these doors here are on the south side of the building, which is down, and north is up, which is normal for most maps. Okay. All right, let's check out the questions. Let's see what they're going to ask us. Number one, give one possible reason why this restaurant has so many windows. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is a subjective question. It's based on your opinion. All right. The word possible in this question has got nothing to do with math. Okay. The hand went up and hand went down. I seem to be missing these hands. Oh, there we go.
Good afternoon, sir.
Somebody.
Anybody?
Anybody. Emmanuel.
I'll be the somebody for now. I'll be the somebody. I'll take the stand.
All right. Give one possible reason why this restaurant has so many windows.
You know, for such a question, a million answers came about, but let's just take.
Absolutely.
Let's just take the one that says for the customers to be able to see and maneuver around.
Okay, good. So for customers to see the view around, yes, I would agree with you. Is there there could be a very wrong answer for this, but your version of the answer has to be marked correct, Emmanuel. There's not words there that they have in a memo. They're checking your words and they're checking their words to see they're exactly the same. It is more subjective, which means your opinion on the matter will get you the marks. Okay, excellent answer. Thank you, Emmanuel. Awesome. Thank you, somebody. Ventilation. I see people saying ventilation. Yes, marks. You get marks for ventilation. Yes. So people can breathe in fresh air. Yes, you get marks for that. All right, Irma. Okay, looks like Irma's also having the sound issue. Isn't stuffy? Yes, Jay.
Yeah, in case you can't afford to pay the bill. Yes, I see that.
Oh my gosh. Okay. You could get marks for that as long as you back it up with a a valid reason. I keep on missing their hands. Am I putting them down or something? Someone raised their hand. I missed it there at the end. Sorry. Saw someone raise their hand and it went down again. All right. Yeah. There we go. There's a hand. And it's gone again. Is it me here or the hand's going up and down quickly? There it is.
There we go.
Tando, how are you? Tando, you there?
Hi, Tando.
Tando. I think Tando's also testing the raise your hand button. Okay, yes. So these are all subjective answers. In other words, what you feel like is a good reason. And as long as it makes sense, okay, for example, if Nia is saying, maybe they're windows for people to jump out. So maybe it's a security feature of the building. So as long as you justify your answer, you will get the marks. Okay, you will get the marks. You don't need, mathematics is very clear. It's either is or it isn't. All right. Yes, we have rounding and a little bit of room for error, but it either is or it isn't. But this question here is subjective. Your opinion, as long as it's justified, as long as it's a good reason, will get the marks. Okay, which is cool. All right. Let's see what else they got for us. What else do they have for us? Yeah, what else they got? Here we go. Calculate. All right, guys, this is different. This is different now. When they say calculate, we got to get an answer now, which is either going to be right or wrong. Calculate the maximum number of chairs available for customers. Calculate the maximum number of chairs available for customers. Yes, Tando, for fire protection. Exactly. Yes, if you give a good reason for it, you will get your answer. You'll get the marks. I can see people pointing at their screen. They're pointing at their screen and counting the chairs. Yes, it's nice and easy. All right, so if you're saying 6, we've got an answer there. I'll go to the question again. Let's read it one more time. Calculate the maximum number of chairs available for customers. The maximum number of chairs for customers. All right, available, maximum number of chairs for customers. All right, people are pointing at the screen counting chairs now. We got any answers? 57. Yo. 57? That's a lot of chairs. That's a lot of chairs. Are we going with 57, ladies and gents? 67? I got 67. Anything else? Or are we going to stick with 57? 55? I got to see 55. I see 61. Anything else? Are we going to stick with these ones? 55. Different answers. I like it.
Going once, going twice.
Going on, going twice. I got a 58. Right here, 58. All right. So it's around 55 up to 67, I saw. Okay, now we're going to count the obvious chairs. Actually, 58. We're going to count the obvious chairs, right? So count with me. I'll use a red pen here to make sure we cross them off. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. There is a faster way to do this. We could count groups of 3s, but anyway, what am I up now? 15. 5 times 3 is 15. Now we got 4 over here. We got 4 times 4, which is 16. I'm going to write this down. So we've got 15 in the one group. Then we got 16. So I've counted those 4 tables. They're 4 chairs each. 4 times 4 is 16. Now I'm going to move over here to this one. I've got that one there. That's 2 chairs. Got 2 chairs here. So I'm going to put it on the list. And this one here has got 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to add that as well. And here we have a group of 3 with 4 chairs each. I'm counting them. So 3 times 4 is 12. All right. So I've got 12 over there. Now we've got singles at the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 at the bottom. I've got 6 over there. Now the couches. We'll talk about that now, but let's see what we have available. Let's see what we have available so far. Yeah. Let's quickly do the calculation. I need to move this calculator over a little bit because we can't see the numbers. There we go. All right, let's add these all up. So 15 plus 16 plus 2 plus 6 plus 12 plus 6. 57. All right, 57, 57, 57, 57. Yes. Okay, so we've got 57 chairs. Some people might say, hold on, so there's couches. Yeah, you could say the couches could be for customers, but they're not going to eat there. I think if we stick with the word chair in the key and chair in the question, we're going to only count those types of chairs there, and there are 57. All right, lucky 57. Well, that's all those 57s. You are a winner. You're all winners. You're all winners tonight. All right, let's move on to the next question, guys. This is really interesting and easy. Is there any meat in this restaurant? Where's the big heavy steaks? Determine the number of seats directly facing the wall on the south side. Determine the number of seats directly facing the wall on the south side. The seats facing the wall on the south side. Now, what I think they are talking about is this side down here, the south side, the seats facing the wall on the south side. I think they're talking about those. All right. Yes, you can all see there are 6. Right. So the seats facing the wall on the south side. So they're testing to see if you know what a wall is, where south is. Yes, we're all getting it nice and easy. Come on, what is this? This is too easy, ladies and gentlemen. Where's the meat? Where's the deep waters? It's just shallow waters tonight. Where are the deep waters? Let's have a look. Question 4, give one reason why the restaurant has couches at the entrance. It's a subjective question. Give one reason, Sofiso.
Excuse me, sir.
Evening, Sofiso. How are you?
I'm good, and you, sir?
I'm good. You want to answer?
No, so I want to ask, sir, facing the wall from the south side.
Okay. So if we look at
so
our arrow, yeah, I'm with you.
Can I tell you what I think, sir? Because
Tell
like,
me.
it says like facing the wall from the south side, right? Then
On
like
the south side. On the south side.
oh,
Let me go to the question again. Determine the number of seats directly facing the wall on the south side.
so don't they mean that the ones that are facing like down? Like
Yes, they do. They mean the ones facing down. So these chairs here at the bottom are all facing down. They're all facing
like,
this way.
it looks like it's facing the north side, and then the ones on like 14, 15, one of those are facing south.
Yes, I see. Okay, I see what you're saying. There are also chairs up here. I'll rub out all these other ticks here and leave the ones that I think you're talking about. There are chairs all over this restaurant that have, and tables that have south-facing chairs. Like, for example, these two up here are south-facing chairs. So the question was, how many south-facing chairs are in the restaurant? We would have to count those as well. But if I read the question again, it says, determine the number of seats directly facing the wall on the south side. Now, on the south side of what? On the south side of the restaurant. So the chairs that are facing the wall on the south side of the restaurant. Okay. So it's a matter of wording there, word placement, which has got, yeah, it's math literacy. That's what's called math literacy, because you need to have a little bit of literacy skills in interpreting the question. Yes. All right. So we've got the question here. What are these couches for here at the entrance? We've got awesome answers here. Awesome answers. People can sit down. Okay. Probably so people can wait for their takeaways. Yes. Like Spur, I know has that. Waiting to be taken to their tables. Yes. People who want to receive calls, they can take their phone call outside. Good. For relaxation and comfort while waiting. Maybe work-related stuff. Yes. I don't think smoking would be allowed inside, so maybe that's a smoking section. Yes. A waiting area, a waiting area. Good. These are all good answers, and you will all get the marks. Okay, it's another one of those subjective questions where your opinion gets you the marks. Yes, sitting outside to have a breath of fresh air. Good. These are all good answers. Okay, as long as your answer is justifiable and makes sense, you will get the marks for this. Yo, we're loving this question. By the way, folks, this question came out of a matric exam. Free money. Free money. Money in the bank. Everyone's getting marks tonight. Yes. Oprah is in the house. Yes, you get a mark and you get a mark. Everyone gets a mark. All right, question number 5. Let's see. More marks. A person at table 18 leaves her seat and walks toward her friend at table 4. She uses the arrow path shown in the seating plan. Use compass directions to describe. You see that word? Describe. So you got to write sentences to describe her path from table 18 to table 4. So let's have a look where this is. So here we have table 18. And here we can see the arrow that they were talking about. All right. And this person needs to get to table 4. Use compass directions to explain or describe the path that this person is taking. So giving you the path there, you've got to attach compass directions to this. Who would like to try this one? There we go.
Hi, sir.
Hi, how are you?
Good, and you?
I'm good, thank you. You want to try this one?
So I say she should start east,
Okay, get up from her chair and head in an easterly direction. Good, yes, I'm with you.
and then she should go south,
Okay. She can turn and then she needs to go south. I'm with you.
and then when she gets to table 5, she goes east.
Very good. I like the fact that you used table 5. Very good. I like that. Okay. When she gets to table 5, she must turn and go east. Very good. Very good. Southeast. So southeast is, if you look at my compass here on the right, southeast is between south and east, which is at a diagonal, in a diagonal direction. But if we follow the arrow, they're just using north, south, east, and west, not using these other cardinal points. So we'll just use south and east here. So if I draw the final arrow in here and I put letters there, that's east, south, and then east. Yeah, so east, then south, then east. Okay. Yes, east first, then south, and then east again. Okay, don't say southeast, or especially if you say, if you write southeast as one word, which you shouldn't do, you don't write it like that, or if you write it as hyphenated like this, southeast, that's different. Okay, so don't put the two words together, otherwise they might think it's southeast, and you might not get marks for that. So I like the fact that Gabo used the other objects in the restaurant to help. So you could also say you get up from your table and head in an easterly direction, turn right, and then head south past table 17, continue south past table 7. When you hit table 5, turn left and head in the easterly direction again at the next table on your right-hand side. Okay, very good. Not as subjective as the other questions. You do need to give certain information that the marker will be looking for here. But yes, your version, as long as it makes sense and using directions like the question asked, you get marks. All right, this it's too easy. All right, let's have a look at number 6. Norma claims that there are less than 21 tables for customers in this restaurant. State with a reason whether her claim is valid. Are there less than 21 tables in this restaurant? State with a reason if her statement is valid. Who would like to answer that one? Is Norma's statement valid? There are less than 21 tables in this restaurant. You should be able to look at this and say yes or no and give a reason. 3 marks, 1 for yes or no, 2 marks for your reason. Anybody who'd like to try this one? And the yes or no is important, but the more importantly is your reason, because the reason's for 2 marks, eh? So Norma's saying that there are less than 21 tables in this restaurant. Tell us whether her statement is valid or not. Give a reason. She says there are less than 21 tables in this restaurant. All right, Rachisa is saying valid. Abo again. Check your screen there. There we go.
So I say it's invalid because the tables are labeled up to 21.
Yes, the tables are labeled and we see table 21 there. So if her valid was true, or if her statement is valid, sorry, there would be less than 21, which means from 20 down. But we don't have from 20 down. We've got 21 here. We've got table 21. All right, we've got 21 tables here. And the statement was it's less than 21. All right, Havila as well wants to say something. Havila, check your screen there. There should be a little notification on your screen to unmute. There. Oh, sorry. I think I muted you again. Check again. Check again on your screen, Havila. There we go.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Good evening, sir.
Evening. How are you?
Sir, good thanks, you, sir.
I'm good, thank you.
All right. Sir, I'd like to say Norma's point is valid. Like when I look at this picture, I don't see table 13, sir.
Aibo.
I literally went onto the screen and counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Villia is quite correct.
Guys, I'm sorry.
It feels like a scam, doesn't it?
Goodness my.
What's going on here?
A lot is going on.
A lot is going on here. The fifth dimension opened its door right over here, about there between table 12 and table 14 and sucked in. It was a trick question. They caught me. They caught me. Yo, guys, there's no table 13. Now I want to check all the others now too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Oh, so it's just 13. That is so sneaky. They caught me. Guys, they caught me. I didn't even check. I should have checked, hey? We should have checked. There's no table 13. So the statement is true because there is no table 13. Yeah, I'm sure it caught half of you. Don't say, I'm sure most of you guys didn't see that. Surely not. Avila, you didn't see that first of all, did you?
No, I did, sir. I looked like very carefully.
You counted them first.
Yes, sir, just to make sure, like double checking.
Oh yeah, you did the right thing. I should have counted it first as well. Well done. Good job. Sorry to all those people that said it was invalid. And it is invalid. That is correct. All right. Yes, is not make sure. Come on. Why do they do this to us? You know what? It's also the last question. Why do they do that for the last question? You see, that's the last question in this exam section, this question 6. Sneaky. So we must learn from this and make sure that we count and make sure about the questions, eh? All right, let's move swiftly along to the assemblies part of maps and plans. Okay, you sometimes get these drawings and you're smiling when you do, because if you understand assemblies, it's easy marks, it's free money again. Okay, so even if you haven't worked with furniture and tools and stuff like that, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. So this is an instructional guide on how to put together a piece of furniture. Okay, now most assemblies have 2 parts to it. Part number 1 here, sometimes it's second, but there's usually a section on the assembly showing all the parts that you need to make this item. Okay, so you'll see here a section that says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we've got A, B, C, D as well. So this is the parts section of an assembly. All right. How do we know it's the parts section? Because these are all singular items. All right. They're not connected at all to each other. And also we have these numbers here. So what is this X2? What is this, ladies and gentlemen? I got X2, X4. I thought this was math. It looks like there's core math stuff in your variables. Guys, what does this X2 mean? Somebody help me out here. Number of items. How many pieces? Multiplied by 2. Yes, Charles. Well done. Multiplied by 2. So we got 2 of those pieces. 2 of these. 2 of these. 1 of those. 1 of those. 4 of those. 4 of those. Sorry, 8 of those. 6 of those. Or 4 of those. And obviously 1 of those. Okay, amounts of pieces. See, you guys know your stuff. All right, so this section is the items list, and that's what you're going to need to help you put together this furniture. Then the section underneath here is the instruction section. Okay, the instruction part on where to put what, blah, blah, blah. All right, and in each step, you see these numbers over here. The instructions are numbered. So we got number 1 and step 1, step 2, and step 3. All right. Yes, multiples of 2, multiples of 4, multiples of 8, etc. So we got step 1, 2, and 3 on how to put this together. And then in each step, excuse me, we also have these little diagrams here, which are telling you what parts you need for that step. Now, when I do this myself and put things together, I follow the instructions to the T. I will get all these parts here and pull them out and make sure I use all of them in that step. Then I look at the next step, get all the parts I need, pull it out, and then complete that step. Okay, so it actually is helpful to do it like they suggest. Okay, so this bottom section of this diagram is the assembly part. It's the instructions part on how to do this, and it also mentions what parts you need. All right, who can tell me what are these things here, A, B, C? What are these? Guys, what are these things? Anybody?
Somebody.
Somebody. Screws, yeah. They look like screws or bolts. Very good. Emmanuel looks like he's worked with furniture. He's put things together. Emmanuel.
So
Whoopsie. Sorry, Emmanuel. Let's try again. Yes, Emmanuel, there.
so to me, those look like rivets.
Rivets, okay. Yeah, a rivet kind of does look like that. Okay, it could be a rivet. And then Emmanuel, what's this thing here?
Which one?
Over here on the right, M6. Over here. What is that? Anyone know what that is? Emmanuel's muted again.
Sorry,
Used
sir.
to-
I was saying that it looks like an Allen key.
Yes, good. It's an Allen key. All right, it's an Allen key. It's used to screw, like you're right, Ben. It's used to screw in the bolts or rivets A, B, and C. So these bolts here obviously need an Allen key. It's like a screwdriver, but it's a special hexagonal key that you put into the bolts to screw it in. Okay, yes. Who knows what this is over here? D, part number D. Anyone know what that is? Yes, Itabaling. You know your stuff. Short brace. Huh. Yes, a short brace. Okay, yes. All right, yes, that's an Allen key. This on the right is the Allen key. What is this part number D here, ladies and gentlemen? Wheels. It's kind of, it's the same idea. All right, we got someone here that wants to tell us. Pablo, you there?
So no, I have a question.
Yeah.
So in the exam, they wouldn't ask us what the actual object is, right?
No.
Okay.
The reason why I'm going over this is because they usually ask. I mean, you can see the question that I pulled out of a different exam over here at the bottom. Does it have parts? No, it doesn't really. But these assemblies lists are often very similar. So if you understand and know what each of these parts is now, especially the bolts, the nuts and bolts and the Allen key, then you know exactly what they are the next time you see them again. So I am going on and elaborating a little bit about these things so that when you see it again, you often do, that you know exactly what they are. Okay.
Okay.
But they
Thank
won't
you.
ask you what is this. All right. They won't
Okay.
ask you that.
you.
All right. So part D over here, that is it's the foot of the leg of the table that it stands on. So you can see over here. I don't know if you can see it, but right here in the corner, when the table's upside down, these little items are there. It's very small. You will see it clearly, more clearly in the exam. All right. Let's move on to the questions, guys. 3 marks. Here we go. Identify the piece of furniture being assembled. Oh, yeah. Matric exam. Yes, 3 marks for you guys. Good. Yes, 3 marks. It's a table. It is a table. Identify it. It is a table. Identify it. Question number 2. Write down the number of legs this piece of furniture has. Write down the number of legs this piece of furniture has. So you have to know what a leg is. All right. I see 4. I see 6. Now I've got to be careful because I got caught out last time. I see 4s and lots of 6s. But the leg of a table, as I understand it, ladies and gentlemen, is this vertical. If I look at the final step 3 diagram, it's this vertical part here, right? It's that part of the table. Some tables have this cross piece here. They do, and some do not. All right. If there is no cross piece there, these vertical pieces of wood, when a table is standing on its legs, standing on its legs, is the vertical part only. Okay. And there are 4 usually to a table. There is a cross piece that joins up the legs, but that's for stability. Okay. So the legs are the vertical parts there. Okay. So I would say there are 4 legs in this diagram. There are 6 pieces. You guys are looking at the numbers, at these numbers here, and saying there are 6 pieces when you're putting the legs on. Yes, 6 pieces of wood. But in terms of a leg, a table leg, it's just the vertical part there that's going down. So it's 4. Some tables have 6. You're right, Tando. Some tables do have 6 legs. If it's very long, they'll put one in the middle. Okay, you're right. You can have 6. If it's very long, you'll have one in the middle. But usually tables have 4 legs, okay, that they stand on. All right, next question. Write down the label of the item used to tighten the screws of this piece of furniture. Write down the label of the item used to tighten the screws. Pavo asked me about this. All right, but you don't have to know the name, just the label, which is that part there. M6. M6, yes, M6, that is its name, the label attached to that part. So you will say M6. Very good. You guys are on the money. 3 marks tonight. 3 marks. Imagine if a matric test was just, matric exam was just questions like this. Question 4. Determine the total number of parts that make up this piece of furniture. Determine the total number of parts that make up this piece of furniture. Lenny's saying it with 31 so quickly, guys. Did you see the question before? Emmanuel.
So.
Yeah.
All right. So I think not I think. What we have to do is we have to, all those X2, X,
Yes.
X60s.
Yes.
What we have to do is that we have to add all of them because those are the things that we'll be using. Every single one of them to build a table. So I don't think 31 is very right. Maybe. It actually could be. It actually could be. It actually could be. Nah, it actually could be. Okay.
2 plus 2 plus 2. I've got the wooden pieces. Plus 1.
I have a question.
Yeah.
You see on the A, like on the rivets down there.
Yeah.
Where it says M6 times 60. Does it mean that there's also 60 parts?
No, that's just a code for it, probably. That's just a code for it. You see, it's M8. You see, M is actually the diameter. All right, so this letter here is for diameter. It's just a mechanical letter used to show the diameter. So you see the M's here on the right-hand side, M6. It says M6 times 60. An M6 size Allen key should be able to fit there, but I'm sure this Allen key is used for all these things anyway. So M denotes the diameter. So when they say M6, it's the diameter of the rivet head, okay? And 70 is the length of the rivet. So you got 70 mil length, and here you got a 35 mil length, and here you got a 60 mil length. Right, but you don't have to know that. I mean, that's technical stuff. But it's a good question, Manuel. We are going to count up all the, my eraser's acting up. We're going to count up all the little pieces and check. So we're doing all those numbers there. 1, 1, I've got the ones. I'm going to say +4, +8, +6, +4. I'm getting 30, guys. Don't count the Allen key unless, let's look at the question. Determine the total number of parts that make up the piece of furniture. If they said that determine the total number of parts needed to build this furniture, I would say 31. Allen key included is needed to build. But the parts that make up this piece of furniture, when it's standing there, how many parts is made this piece of furniture? I'd say 30 parts, eh? We just counted all that up. All right. Okay. Free marks, guys. Free money. Free money. Let's see what else they can throw at us in terms of assemblies. Here we go. Mr. Fenter bought a chair which still has to be assembled. Below is a picture of the assembled chair showing different parts with some dimensions in inches. Okay. So there's the assembled chair with labels. All right, there it is. Okay. And it's got some dimensions to it. Let's see what they've got for us. Let's see what questions they can throw at us tonight. Here we go. Write the following as a simplified ratio. The width of the chair is to the height of the chair. Oh gosh, guys, help me out here. Write the following as a simplified ratio. The width of the chair is to the height of the chair. All right, Emmanuel.
So,
yep.
The width of the chair is down there where it shows the rear foot, I could say, of the chair, and the front one, which is 22.5.
22.5.
The height of it is from the foot of the chair to the tip of, I think, the back stand, I can see, which is 42 inches.
Yeah.
No, 42. Yeah, 42 inches.
42
also
inches.
The width is.
There's a third dimension. Yeah, there's an 18 at the top there. Eh? Sorry, I'd scrolled down a little bit, so I just rolled up to the 18. So there's 3 dimensions here. Which 2 do you think we need?
Oh, we need the 18 and the 42 then.
Yeah, I think the 18 and the 42 as well. All right, so we're going to say 18 for the width. They said the width is to
the height, which is 18, meaning 1 as to. I just tried using my brain, but I saw that. It's not doing too well.
14 and 42. I'm getting answers already. 14 and 42. Yes. Okay. So you try not to have decimals in your. Now you think, Emmanuel, you're thinking of maps and map scale and ratios. With map scale and ratios, you need to have a 1 on the left. We did that just the other day. You need to have a 1 on the left for map scales and ratios. But when it comes to normal ratios, we don't have to have a 1 on the left. Only for map scales. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So the best thing to do is simplify this ratio as much as you can. Now I want to show you a quick method. On my calculator here, I'm going to take that ratio and put it in as a fraction on my calculator. Look, I'm doing it. 18 is to 42. 42 is the same as 18 over 42, right? And the calculator is very good. This is why you bought it. This is why it costs so much money. It's very good at doing work for you. So this will simplify this fraction for you. You press equals, bah, 3/7. So that we will write as 3 is to 7. You don't need to do anything more than that, ladies and gentlemen. Put it on the calculator, press equals. I'll do it again. So 18 at the top, 42 at the bottom, 18/42. Press equals, bang. Simplified fraction 3/7, which we've written as 3 is to 7. Okay, nice and easy. Thank you, Emmanuel. Awesome. All right, so remember that, guys. We don't need a 1 on the left unless it's for map ratios, map scale. Then we need a 1 on the left. Okay, I'm going to do this last question, then we're going to get the quiz. Convert the height of the chair to millimeters. You may use the following conversions. All right, the height of the chair is 42 inches. All right, I need you to convert that to millimeters. I'm going to give you guys 2 minutes. Yes, Tano. So if you had to take that fraction and change it to a decimal, you would get that decimal, but they just want it in the ratio form 3 is to 7. We can leave it like that. But yeah, you could change the format of a fraction to a decimal. We just want the ratio, so we can leave it 3 is to 7. All right, we need this height, which is 42 inches in millimeters, please.
So,
Manuel.
So is it okay if I take us step by step through this?
Please do.
So it says that, so they already gave us the formula. All we have to do is substitute. So they say 12 inches is equals to 1 foot, meaning if we have 42 inches, we have to divide it by 12.
Very good. So 42 inches.
How many feet we have?
How many feet do we have? Yes, 42 divided by 12, and that'll give us?
That gives us 3,5.
All right, so it's 3,5 feet. So 3,5 feet. Look how I write the units so I know where I am. I've got 3,5 feet. Good. Now what do I do this?
Now what you're going to do with the 3,5 feet, you're going to multiply it by I think you're going to have to
I want to know how many 3,28084s are in my 3,5.
Oh, it means we should divide it by 3,2084. No, 3,20, yeah, 3,20. No, 3,2804.
Yep, so 3.5 divided by 3,28084. I get 1 comma.
A lot of
decimals. 0.667999. So 0.667999. 0.667999. I'm just showing that many decimals. Good. Now what do I do?
Now what you do is now I think you have to multiply by 1,000 to get millimeters.
We multiply by 1,000 now. Yes, so 1,0667999 times 1,000.
That gave us 10667,79. Basically, if you round it off, it's 1066,8.
All right, and only now we round off. Very good. So it's 1066,80 millimeters. Very good.
Yes, sir.
All right, Ben has a question. Thank you, Emmanuel. Awesome. Ben, check your screen there. How you doing?
I'm fine.
Good, thank you. What's up, Ben?
So isn't feet like crew for foot? So wouldn't you like times it by 3? Because if that wasn't the case, you would have been able to times the 3,5 with the 1 foot, which is 1 foot basically.
Just explain that again.
So my analogy is that feet is plural for foot, because feet is 2, and then foot is.
Yeah.
So if it was the same, why did they? No, if it's different, why did they put 3,28 and not remove the 1 foot?
So Ben, so this question is meant to be a 2-step process. They could have given us a one conversion here, which goes from like inches to millimeters. They could have given us a conversion for that straight away, which would have been a 2-mark question, right? But they've given us these 2 conversions here that we have to use to get to our answer, which means it's a 2-step process. Now the feet that we have on the right-hand side and the feet that we have on the left-hand side are the same thing. They are the same thing, but they've forced us to go from inches to feet, and then from feet to millimeters. There is a conversion to go from inches straight to millimeters, but they don't want us to use that for 3 marks. They want us to do 2 steps. First, go from inches to feet, and then go from feet to millimeters. And to make it even more difficult, they could have given us a 1 foot conversion here. They could have said here at the bottom, 1 foot equals 378 millimeters. I'm just guessing now. That would have been a lot easier as well, because we would have taken our answer, just multiply by 378. But they made it even more difficult by giving us 3,28084. So conversions work both ways, from millimeters to feet, and feet to millimeters are 2 different conversions. So they're trying to make it difficult and hard for us. But the feet on the right and the feet on the left are the same thing. It's just the way they represent their conversion. If you go to Google after this lesson and type in millimeters to feet, it'll show you one number. And if you go feet to millimeters, it'll show you a different number, because the conversion works. Yeah, the conversion works both ways, but depending on which one they give you first, the millimeters or the feet, you'll see different numbers there. So they've given us a difficult path to get to our answer here. Unfortunately, for 3 marks, it's a 2-step process and not a basic 2-mark conversion.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Okay, all right. So we're all right. Let's do it again one more time. One more time. Let's go. So let's follow the arrows. Okay. First things first, we're given inches. All right, and we need to get to millimeters. All right. So the question gives us inches. We need to get to millimeters. We could have gone from inches to millimeters in one conversion. There is such a conversion, but they didn't give it to us. They gave us these 2. All right. Now, from inches to millimeters, we got to go first to feet. We got to convert to feet first, and then from feet we will go to millimeters. So it's a 2-step process, right? So for step number 1, which is inches to feet, we will use this conversion here, which I've labeled as 1. All right. So what we did was we said, if 12 inches is 1 foot, I want to know how many 12s I have in my 42. So I cut the 42 up into 12. And I said, I've got 3.5 of these 12s, and each one of them is 1 foot. So each 12 inches is 1 foot. I want to know how many I have. I've got 3.5 of these 12-inch sections in my 42 inches. Therefore, I have 3.5 feet. Once I've got my feet, I go to the step number 2 now. I've got feet. I'm going to millimeters. All right. And they say every 3,28084 feet is a certain number of millimeters. All right. Well, then I want to know, well, how many of these 3,28084s I have? So what I did was I went here and I said 3,5 feet, cut it up into 3,28084. How many of these do I have? I've got roughly 1. If it was exactly 1, we would have 1,000 millimeters, but it's a little bit over 1. All right, so I've got 1,066799999. Please note, I did not round that off. You never round off until the end of the question. So then if it was 1, I would just say 1 times 1,000. But it's not 1, it's 1,0667. So I just times that by 1,000. And here I get my answer as a little bit more than 1,000. If I had if this 3,28084 divided nicely, I would get 1 and I would just multiply, but it doesn't. All right. So I've got a little bit more than 3,28084 in my 3,5. So yes, I expect to see a little bit more than 1,000 millimeters in my answer. Yeah, I hope that makes sense. I hope that makes sense.